Hi, welcome to the video. My name is Dychronic, and today we're taking a look at the Xur, his location, his random rolls, my recommendation for, what is it? December 2nd, 2022. Wow, it's December already? You can find the Xur in his regular spot on the EDZ. Just go over to the Winding Cove and make your way all the way over here on top of this little cliffside. I don't know why my symbol isn't there, but this is the Xur. This is a high overview in case this is all you cared about, and there are a few weapons here that I'm excited about. First up, for the exotic weapon here today, something that I'm not excited about is the Cerberus +1. Now, this one sounds like something it would be really fun. It's literally a shotgun auto rifle which shoots like a spray of 4 shots, and it's an auto rifle, and it is kind of fun in the lower level play, but in anywhere past medium you just start to realize that it's lacking in range and precision, and furthermore the catalyst actually just makes it worse. Having a shorter range, tighter spread, that's not really what it's about. And I think most importantly is that that's all it does. It's not particularly amazing at anything else. Following that, for the Hunter exotic, we have the WORMHUSK Crown, one of the fan favorite PvP exotics for the Hunter because it allows you to use your dodge to get your health and shields back. It's around half of your bars, which is obviously very, very useful in PvP, and also I would recommend it for PvE as well. It's not worth using Star Eater scales if you're dying a lot. Maybe you should put this on to survive more. And keep in mind, this does work with all the other dodge effects. So if you dodge a lot because you want to go invisible, or you dodge because you want your melee back, this makes it all better. As far as the roll goes, I guess you'd like to see a lot of mobility, resilience, and the rest is up to you. Obviously, recovery is something that's good in PvP, but with this particular exotic, it doesn't depend on recovery. So the roll is kind of okay. It's at the average total of 63, but it's just kind of flat across. Up next, for the Titan exotic, we have the PEREGRINE GREAVES, the only way that you can get your shoulder charge to one-shot, and I believe it'll also one-shot any super in the game. All you have to do is just slightly hop in the air before you use your shoulder charge, and you do a ton of damage. And furthermore, you get a small benefit of airborne effectiveness to all weapons. I believe this is +10? I don't remember. As far as this exotic goes, I guess you'd like to see a lot of mobility, resilience, and recovery, and it has resilience and recovery, but not a lot of mobility. And I guess technically also strength, but it does have a lot of strength, so this is a decent roll, and slightly above the average for the total, so not a bad combination. Although I personally don't use shoulder charge specific exotics that often, it's kind of fun sometimes. Whoa, I did not know this shader had a moving part. Look over here, it's moving. That's cool, I did not know it had that. Moving on to the Warlock exotic, we have the Skull of AHAMKARA. It used to be a fan favorite when you could almost instantly get your super back by using your super on a ton of enemies, and now you're maxed out at 50%, which is obviously a lot more reasonable than just infinite Nova Bombs as long as there's enemies on the field. And furthermore, you technically, fun fact, have the highest level of resistance while using Nova Bomb than any other resistance in the game. Although, obviously, not for very long. I wonder if this level of resistance can make it so you can't kill yourself with the Nova Bomb, or if that's just too late. Because you guys know me, if that's the case, I will look straight down at the floor and just martyrdom myself and walk out of it like nothing. As far as the roll goes, I guess you'd like to see a lot of intellect, and the rest is up to you. Average of 63 is okay. Following that, let's take a look at the legendary weapons. First up, Vulpecula, which actually has Encore and Headstone, only has, was it 12 in the magazine? Yeah, 12 in the magazine. This is my big problem with the 180s, they just don't have very much magazine. And Headstone is actually one of my favorite rolls on this particular weapon, although the rest of it, you really do need a lot more range or magazine stuff. Keep in mind that there are 140 hand cannons with a 12 magazine. Why do the 180s not have more than 20? After that, we have the Farewell Sidearm, which is a lightweight frame sidearm. A lot of people are really liking sidearms in the Crucible these days. I personally really like the 3 burst and 2 burst, but these are okay as well. And this particular roll is okay, although obviously you'd like to see a lot more range in it. Following that, we have the Extra Rendi, or the Extraordinary Rendition, one of my favorite SMGs in the game. Honestly, just give me a craftable version of this and I will not use anything else. And it does have the option of having Frenzy in here, although Surplus and Tap the Trigger are nice. You'd also like to see a lot more range. After that, we have the Fracti, which is a quick draw, and Thresh having Acarize. Smoothbore is not that great. I like to see Full Choke, and of course you'd like to see more range stuff. Definitely much more of a PvP stuff, but not a great roll. Following that, Far Future does not have the option of having Snapshot, one of the worst snipers because of that, and the rest of it's kind of mad stability. Following that, Falling Guillotine, which is energy transfer and surrounded. Not a bad combination after they've nerfed Whirlwind, but definitely Relentless is still an amazing option. Jagged is good, etc. And of course, finally, we have the Star and Shadows, which is an elemental capacitor and grave robber. Again, not what we're looking for. This thing has a huge, massive pool as options. You can definitely do better. Definitely would like having a damage option to help it get those 2 bursts easier in Crucible. After that, for the legendary armors, real quick, just gonna check to see if there's a shader. Nope, there is no shader to glean from. on this. First one is going to be 62 with recovery, mobility, and strength. Not bad, although obviously resilience is really important. We have a 62 with low recovery, having resilience and discipline, which is again decent, but recovery is also really good. We have a 58 with recovery and intellect, a weird distribution, and low total stats, and a high resilience 59 and high intellect. This is a weird distribution, again below the total average. So the first two are okay. I would recommend these two. And of course, for the exotic weapons, first up for the Hawkmoon today, we have a snapshot. As you guys probably know by now, my recommendation is always going to be use rangefinder and one of these recoil direction. This is going to be the recoil direction here, bringing that up to 100. Following that, we have the DMT, which is a killing wind today. And again, my recommendation is either moving target or Vorpal, and one of these, not both, one of these giving recoil direction. The rest of it is up to you for range, for handling, etc. And of course, if you don't know, any exotic engram you ever receive in this game, including this one, will be an exotic you've never received before that's not from one of the lost sectors, and it will be guaranteed with a high stat roll. Look at that, 67. Unfortunately, I think I have a class of AHAMKARA that's like 69 or 70, so this is just, may not work out. And of course, it's class of AHAMKARA, who cares? Unless you're, oh, well, I mean, unless you're doing that, like, the wave-framed teleporting melee thing, which then this could be really good. And of course, a big thank you to my patrons on Patreon. Specifically, a big thank you to Mom and Dad, Kip Shaw, Robert Strayer, my Nixie Buckners, Uno Panther, Casey Reagan, and Marcus Lever. Fly that support on Patreon! And that's it. Hope you guys did enjoy. My name is Dychronic, and I'll see you guys on the next one.